Welcome everyone to the April 1st, 2014 Shakopee City Council meeting. Call the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Ms. Weckman. Holy cow, Ms. Linehan. That was, Ms. Linehan, would you please call the roll?
I certainly will, Mayor. Mayor Tabke.
Here.
Councilmember Luce.
Here.
Councilmember Whiting.
Here.
Councilmember Lehman.
Here.
Councilmember Mokel.
Here.
All stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, approval of the agenda. Do we have any additions or corrections to the agenda this evening?
Staff has none, Mr. Mayor.
Anything from council? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Councilor Whiting?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilor Luce. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 4, consent business. Anything to remove or, I guess we can't even add anything to the consent business tonight. Councilor Whiting?
Item 4C.
Anyone else? Councilor Lehman?
Move the consent agenda as modified.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Mokel. Mr. McNeil, could you please read the consent agenda?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item 4A adopts resolution number 7425 approving plans and specifications and ordering advertisements for bids for lift station L16 and Force Main Improvements Project number 2014-5. 4B adopts resolution number 7432 approving plans and specifications and ordering advertisements for bids for the 2014 street reconstruction project 2014-1. 4C was removed from consent agenda. 4D authorizes the promotions of Keith Raines and Jamie Tice to the position of foreman with the Public Works Department at Step C of Grade 6 for the 2014 non-union pay plan effective March 24, 2014. 4E approves the payment of bills and electronic transfer in the amount of $644,101.20. 4F declares 50 stackable chairs previously used in the City Council chambers to be surplus property and authorizes proper sale or disposal of these chairs. 4G approves the scheduling of a City Council workshop at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, April 29th, 2014. And 4H adopts resolution number 7438 approving a limited use permit by the city with the Minnesota Department of Transportation for construction of a pedestrian trail in the 169 right-of-way at CASA 17.
Thank you, sir. Any discussion on those items? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passes unanimously. Move on to item number 5, recognition of involved citizens by City Council for items that are not on the agenda this evening. Is anyone here like to speak on an item that's not on the agenda? Yes. If you could come up, you've got 5 minutes max. There will be no action taken on tonight, but make sure to sign in with your name and address up there.
My name is Tony Reget, R-E-G-E-T. I am speaking on behalf of a coworker and my babysitter. My babysitter's dog was killed yesterday by a Shakopee transit driver on the intersection of Tyler and 12th. A stop sign was removed 2 years ago from this intersection. I'm not fully aware if the driver was speeding. He wasn't aware that he hit the dog. My coworker on the 21st was hit by a car on the intersection of 4th and Marshall by a driver due to a faulty crosswalk sign. Another coworker of mine was almost struck on the corner of Gorman and Marshall on the same day, the 21st of March. I am presenting to the council in question if, as the summer progresses, what is being done about faulty crosswalk signs for pedestrians, and if more stop signs are being put in place. As far as the Shakopee transit driver, what precautions are being put forth for those drivers. It was at a daycare center. There are a lot of daycare centers in the city of Shakopee. I'm sure you're aware, being a father yourself. That could have been my child that was hit by that driver that wasn't aware he hit a very large dog. So I just wanted to see what precautions were being taken.
Got it. Thank you. Mr. McNeil?
Mayor, we have, as I understand, there are two intersections for which you're concerned, 12th and Tyler and 4th and Marshall.
Both on Marshall, 4th and Marshall,
and
Gorman and
Gorman.
Marshall. There are
4th
two
and Gorman.
crosswalks that do not work properly, both faulty that I'm aware of. Many of my coworkers walk to and from work.
I think it was Marshall and Gorman, wasn't it?
Marshall and Gorman, yep,
Marshall.
17.
Marshall.
car
Marshall and
17.
Gorman and 4th and Marshall.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And if
Those are both signalized, so are the signals not working, the
Correct,
on the walk? Okay.
correct.
That's a county highway. We'll certainly refer that immediately to the county for them to look at. 12th and Tyler stop sign, we can refer that to the Traffic Safety Committee. We review that. That was an intersection, as I recall, that was recommended for removal, as you say, a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, when you have pets,
Yes,
that's
I understand.
gonna happen
That's
regardless of wherever, but we can certainly see if there's something that from other traffic safety instance may warrant a relook at that.
there is no speed limit on posted on 12th.
Correct.
Bruce?
Mayor, I did meet with somebody today near that 12th and Tyler. It was actually the intersection is 12th and Harrison that the four-way stop was removed. There's still stop signs on Harrison Street and not on 12th. Now, 12th Avenue was recently paved, rebuilt last year, so I imagine people are going a little faster, perhaps, but every residential street in Minnesota is 30 miles an hour. Now, when you leave Adams Street, there's a speed limit sign which reminds people you're entering an urban district. Urban district streets are 30 miles an hour by state law. You don't need speed limit signs everywhere to know that. You should know that if you get a driver's license. That definitely is on your driver's test.
All right. Well, thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. As I'll take this opportunity to put in a little plug. If there are ever issues like you talked about with crosswalks not working, we'll obviously get on those and work with the county and make sure that those get done. But if there are ever any issues that are safety or code issues or all those kinds of things, on the new website, shakopeemn.gov, there's a really good place to be able to put all those things in really easily. And so it's very, very simple for people now to just use your phone or from a computer to let people know. But if there are safety issues like that in the future, just if people know about them, make sure to let us know as soon as we can. And it's not intentional by any means that they wouldn't be working, but we want to know about it so we can obviously get it fixed. So thank you very much for coming here. Councilor Lehman?
Yeah, I have a question. The dog incident, was the dog in the street or was the bus driver driving off the street?
The dog was in the street. He did run out after another dog that was in the yard. A 4-year-old witnessed his dog being killed.
Was the dog on a leash?
No, he was not. So the owner of the dog is taking, responsibility for her dog being hit. The transit driver totally did not even notice that he hit the dog.
Okay.
So I'm not faulting anyone.
Right.
But it did happen. So I like I said, I'm not faulting anyone for that.
Right.
It's just I do drive for a pizza delivery service. Being up and down those streets, there are tons of children out way past dark. It is a very scary area to be in, and there are tons of children up and down that street. So.
Got it. Thank you. Any further questions?
We might want to add it's moving into motorcycle season, so please look out for motorcycles too.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
All right.
Bicycles too.
exactly. Be careful. All right. Thank you very much for coming to speak with us today. I appreciate it. Anyone else? All right, seeing none, we're going to move on to item number 6, business removed from consent agenda. Councilor Whiting, 4C.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is my regular concern that I've mentioned on a few other occasions. It has to do with the work hours. We've talked about the construction and, I don't want to inhibit this construction project any more than we have to. I know it's going to be a long process and a lot of headaches, and people are going to have to pack their patience. But I still have a problem with our standard operating procedure of running pile drivers till 10 o'clock at night and noise from the construction all the way till 10 o'clock at night. I understand that's our policy, but I think it's too late to be going.
Thank you. Any other discussion on that, Adam?
Just
We need a
on-
motion, sorry.
Oh, just on that, can we research what the communities around us, what their work hours is? Because I know when you talked about Chaska, they weren't as late as 10 o'clock. Or Chanhassen, I apologize. So,
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Chanhassen, the other city across the way, and there, I think, was 7 to 6.
just something to think about
Yeah,
if we do
I
want to
mean,
change that.
We can look at that and see if we need to do a revision to ordinance. Essentially, MnDOT's asking the same request and Chanhassen's on board to the same
Correct.
request. So
I
they
understand in
would
that
be asking for
situation, yeah.
extended work hours if we were at 7 to 6 in order to get this project done in a reasonable time, because it will take all of 2 years to build this.
Correct. Thank you.
All right, anything else? All right, we need a motion. Councilor Whiting?
Well, I would like to make the motion. Offer motion approving the suspension of the city code 10.60, noise elimination and noise prevention, hourly restrictions on certain operations. Per the memo attached, direct staff to publish the notice of suspension, but I would like to limit the hours till 9 PM.
So that's a change from the recommendation?
Yep.
Okay, do we have a second on that? Do we have a second? All right, seeing none, motion dies for lack of a second. Councilor Lehman?
I'll make a motion to approve the suspension of City Code 10.60, noise elimination, noise prevention, subdivision 3, hourly restrictions on certain operations. Per the memo and attachment, direct staff to publish a notice in the suspension terms. And I'd like to follow up with a staff question.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Mokel. Councilor Lehman?
Bruce, if we allow this till 10 o'clock and it becomes a big issue, does the city engineer have the ability to then go back and modify it?
The city engineer does not.
Would the city engineer like that ability?
I think that's something that, as they're going out for bid, you can give me that ability to go meet with MnDOT and say, hey, maybe this is getting to be a problem. But when we're giving out these hours of work, it's pretty tough to take them back unless they're doing something that's really, if they're doing something like a night construction where they're doing something outside of that, because at night construction, they can't be doing pile driving and crushing, but if they do some, there is obviously some things we can do there.
Okay.
And there is no work on Sundays, and I would just want to point out, we did get the Derby Day restrictions in there. And I can make mention, when we have the pre-construction meetings and all that, that definitely, if there are issues with this, we want to bring it to your attention.
Maybe we'll want to point out, Mayor, that they could start their pile drivings in a day closest to the towns and working farther away as it gets darker out or whatever.
Well, that's the way, the project will progress from close in the beginning, then work further away from the community, especially the residents that are there as it goes forward.
We're in a valley, so.
We don't know which way they're gonna start, but,
Oh, I thought that's what we'd said last time, sorry.
no, well, you're right, though, wherever they start, they may start in the north end, that's quite a ways, and eventually work to the south end, but we don't know which way the contractor will start.
I think regardless, we're in a valley, and even if they're in the middle
Yeah.
or far away, it's gonna echo off the bank, so. Suck
Exactly.
it up and get the project done is my philosophy.
Right.
You know.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Passes 4-1 with Councilor Whiting in dissent. All right, now we are gonna go on a field trip. So everyone is welcome, right?
Correct.
Yeah. We are heading to the regional training facility down between Shakopee and Jordan to look at that. That's scale, funded and run. It's a project, Scott County Association for Leadership and Efficiency, and we have a regional training facility, and council is going to go check that out tonight and learn more about what scale does and take a tour of the facility. So.
Transportation will be on a bus, and there is room for anyone who wants to go, and certainly you're welcome to join us.
Will they have a presentation there that matches this, or do we not need this?
There's no presentation there,
All right,
other than walking through, but no, that's for your background information.
okay.
So we should probably recess.
Bus is out there.
Sorry?
The bus is on Holmes.
We need to recess, is that what we need to do? Or-
Yes, you'll be leaving City Hall and returning, or whatever.
Okay. Entertain a motion to recess for the workshop to Jordan. Counselor Whiting?
I'll make a motion to recess to our workshop at the regional training facility in Jordan. You want a motion to reconvene April 15th, or?
We will
You
do
could-
that when we.
you
We need to
did that.
adjourn.
Okay. So,
I'll second that.
Senator Counselor Mokel. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passes unanimously.